Alright, now that I got the wheels kind of back to where they're supposed to be, got all the new tires put on. Oh, focus. This truck is dirty. She needs a wash. Definitely up here. So, gonna give it a quick wash. Try and clean up these wheels a little bit. And I have these to put on, so, and some spikes way down there. They've been sitting in here forever. So let's get to it. Now she's all washed up. Installing these 10 lugs on your first gen is very simple. You have to buy these very expensive adapters, 8 centering lug nuts, and the adapters usually are going to come with your big 10 lugs. And always just make sure that your wheels are milled down to 22s instead of the 22.5s. These size tires are 285, 45, 22. And they do not rub on a stock 2-wheel drive first gen. So get to putting all these caps on and get you back in a minute. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this thing was white smoking like there's no tomorrow. So off camera I kind of dug into it and I started noticing we've got seepage on the manifold. We're burning oil. And then I also noticed, I checked the turbo, we got a little slack, but nothing major. We got some dripping down the downpipe. So my first thought is we've got some valve sealers leaking. So I did the right thing. Went straight to Rock Auto, ordered me a valve spring removal tool and some valve seals. And I also have my oil pressure sensor. My oil pressure's not reading any oil pressure. So start it, run it, nothing happens. So I do have an oil pressure gauge that I'm gonna tie into this thing real quick, just to make sure we do have oil pressure. Just gonna be doing valve seals today, not doing valve springs, not doing push rods, not doing all that stuff. This truck is not meant for a lot of horsepower, so I don't want to try and do any of that, because I know these pumps, you start messing with these fuel pumps, things can start to not run right, and I don't want that. I just want to go back with stock, ride it as it is, and keep going. So we're gonna tear into these valve seals, valve springs. Well, I'm gonna check the oil pressure gauge first, or install that, and then I'll start with everything else. So let's get to it. All right, well, off camera, I'm gonna head and throw this in. So oil pressure sensor goes right there, but this gauge came with the clear hose, came with some fittings to get installed there. Ran it up through the firewall. And mounted her right there, which there was already a few holes here from whenever the trailer brake system was there, which I'm sure there's some wires hanging around. But that thing is in there and working pretty good. So without further ado, let's tear into this engine and see what we can not mess up. Finally done. This really was not as bad as I was expecting it to be, since I've actually never dug into a 12 valve engine before like that. Very thankful. The valve spring removal tool that I ordered off of Amazon, this torque tool, is for 12 valves. It has this full instructions on showing you and telling you when to know everything's top dead center. So, and it also gives you torque specs to torque down the head bolts and the pedestal bolt and everything else. I went through and revalve lashed everything, and that should be good enough. Gosh, that should be good now. So, well, set y'all up and give you first fires. See if she's still white smokes, and I guess we'll see what happens. Alright guys, that's gonna be a wrap on this video. Hopefully y'all love the way this thing looks and sounds. It is definitely top 4, 5 best sounding diesels out there. Definitely can't beat a second gen swap 6.7. Can't beat it, but this is up there with the best ones. But leave down in the comments below, why do you think this thing is still white smoking after I replaced the valve seals? I don't want to just keep going and replacing parts. I mean, we out of timing, injectors, turbo. Leave down in the comments below, point me in the right direction on what I may need to look at. Thing runs and sounds great, so hope y'all like it. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.